I've not stepped in front of a camera in like 8 months, 9 months at this point. I mean, it's December, and last video I recorded was like right before summer. So, it's been a while. It's just been pretty crazy generally about just everything, pretty much. Am I even in frame? Holy shit. There we go. Now I'm in frame. Anyways, yeah, I look like much of a different person. It's the same dude. Just a lot of changing, stuff like that. I don't know. There's just a lot to go through generally. I've done a lot with music in general. When it comes to new artists I'm listening to and stuff like that. Now that I, have a job now and I really want to focus on that too, I haven't really been focusing on making videos and stuff because the reality is making YouTube videos was a very stressful thing. Even though I wasn't, of course, too big of a channel at the time when I first started making videos and stuff, and considering I wasn't technically making the most high quality shit, there was a lot that went into every single video. I did a lot of research with videos, and it was a really all-consuming thing. I just wake up, do YouTube stuff, just write scripts and stuff like that. And I guess I became kind of more towards the perfectionist type style when it came to my videos and when it came to the scripts and stuff. So, I'd make videos and I just would never release them just because of how it'd be like one little thing that I couldn't get over, and every time I re-recorded it just wouldn't work. I mean, that last video I made about the weirdest music I'd ever listened to, like the outtakes on that video are absolutely crazy. I literally punched my camera at one point because I was so frustrated with how the video was going and how the script was. I like made up half that script. It was fucking all over the place. Let's just say that. Of course, now, I'm a bit more of a safer mental state. I'm a bit more happy person. I guess a lot has changed when it comes to, of course, what I like to do, who I am. Because back then I just loved music. I was constantly just dealing with that. I was talking to artists. I was doing all that shit. But nowadays, I've kind of, strayed away from that. I've come to, do a lot more than that. Of course, now again, as I said, job and stuff. And then also, I've been focusing on school a lot more, trying to get finished so I can, go off and to trade school and, get a profession there. I guess I don't really want to do like a whole and then, I guess I got more into just more rock sounds and stuff, more towards the edge of, country and stuff, in the good sides of it. Because I think a lot of people are kind of distasted towards country and stuff like that. I mean, I was coming off of listening to Lonerism. I was coming off of listening to Dominic Fike. I was coming off of, listening to King Gizzard, Lizard Wizard, all that bullshit or whatever. And, I think I got so far into the rock elements, because I went from, when it comes to Tame Impala, I went from Currents, and then I fucking loved Lonerism. I loved these saturated drums. I loved everything about this record. And then I got an Inner Speaker, and I just loved it so much, just how rock it was, and just, those guitar sounds were just crazy. And then I got into, their EP, and then I got into just the deepest stuff I could find when it came to that type of stuff. And I guess it just kind of changed the way I kind of thought about music in general, and I guess, of course, Chris Stapleton's right here. I mean, that's just, that's pretty general. Most people have listened to the Chris Stapleton record, but I think opening my mind up to just a ton of different music has just really like opened my eyes when it comes to the way things can just sound. You know what I mean? Like, really, any instrument can go with really anything, Another artist that I've really come to love is Sturgill Simpson. he just a great artist. I mean, that's a good gateway artist when it comes to trying to get into that type of stuff, you know. Of course, it's just gonna have to happen naturally, you know. That's how it more of came to me, you know. It was just going from artist to artist to artist to artist, you know what I mean. And even though I still love people like Home Shake, and you know, I still love listening to, you know, dream pop or any psychedelic stuff, I think rock has just really taken its place in my mind when it comes to, you know, music. And, you know, I think Sturgill Simpson, again, is just a great gateway artist when it comes to all of that. It has happened naturally, but if you want to start getting into that stuff, I recommend listening to his stuff. I started off High Top Mountain, which is very country. You know, I'd been listening to country my whole life, just old cassettes, you know, in a car when I was young, just, you know, Johnny Cash and other artists. I don't even really know who they are. I can't even really find their music nowadays anymore. But that's kind of what I grew up on. So I guess I kind of was more introduced to it. I was more open-minded to it. But again, I was still kind of that person who was just like, oh, new country is shit, you know. But of course now I'm a big fan of it. And I think I love the more smaller aspects of it, you know, to where you can actually just go to a concert and, you know, interact with people. I mean, it's not going to be this big venue. You're going to be in a small venue with just a couple other people and the band, you know what I mean? You feel much more of a connection generally. It feels much more, I guess, like reasonable to start liking a band like that, you know what I mean? And tickets are cheap, just the whole 9 yards. But again, with Sturgill Simpson's discography, you know, I started with High Top Mountain, and then I went on Metamar Sounds of Country Music, which I didn't like at first, but now it's definitely become one of my favorites. Another thing with Sturgill Simpson is that his discography is all over the place. I mean, Metamar Sounds really is psychedelic country music. High Top Mountain is just hard honky tonk type shit, and then, you know, you start listening to A Sailor's Guide to I don't even know that album though. You know, that one's just all over the place. I mean, there's a Nirvana cover on it, like that's just out of place almost. And then you start listening to, you know, Fury Sounds, and it's just, whoa, you're just so confused of what the fuck's happening. Honestly, country has just a lot of great acts. I mean, Whiskey Myers is just a great one. There's just a lot of great musicians in that space. I really don't know where I'm going with this video. I don't really have a script. Usually, you know, how I used to record, I'd be recording right over there with Google Docs just kind of set up right here with a script I had written over the past week, and, you know, with some vinyls behind me that I thought were cool at the time. But, you know, nowadays I think I'm just gonna start doing these more talkative videos, doing these more face-to-face type videos, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's pretty much where I've been. I'm probably not going to be going back to that video essay type content much anymore. I just don't really find much interest in it anymore, and I'm not going to do anything that I really just don't want to do, you know what I mean? I'd rather just be myself on here than to just, you know, do something like that. But pretty much it. Hopefully I'll do some more videos here pretty soon whenever I have the time, and if, you know, you guys like this video, please like and subscribe, you know, and yeah, peace.